everyone, Mike Moo here. This video I'm going to do a quick little unboxing and talk a little bit about the Garmin Mini Dashcam 2, Garmin Dashcam Mini 2. This is their entry-level dashcam product. It's now 2022 and this actually came out sometime last year, I believe. And I'm actually getting a couple of these to use in our new car. And that's because this will actually support, Garmin will actually support connected viewing services for up to 4 dash cams in a car at once. So this is something that I'm going to go ahead and install, maybe on the sides to view outside the car and also the rear. Now let's get into it. For $130, you get a dash cam that is a true 1080 full HD quality with a 140-degree wide viewing angle. So that means it's going to be very, very wide. Now, this is super small, and that's pretty much why I chose to get this one. Also because they have added connected features which allow me to remotely view into the cameras from anywhere that I have internet access, either through built-in hotspot in your car or a hotspot or an internet connection. And as long as you have an internet connection from your phone through the app, you can use the My Garmin app to go ahead and view in remotely. Now this is something that I used to have to pay a very expensive price for to get this feature from a third-party company called Blackview. Now Garmin services has been going around for I believe at least a year now. And I've tested it. I have a few of these Garmins installed in the car right now. I'm just unboxing another one of these that I'm adding to the car because I'm that impressed with what we were able to do. Now you don't actually have to pay extra to get the remote view live services. It is something that is actually included right now, and I do believe Garmin will be around for a while. So at $130, it seems like a pretty decent choice. Now inside the box, there's not a whole lot going on. You got the mini dash cam. Note that this dash cam does not have a screen, which is ideal if you want a really slim, small profile so that it doesn't really take up any of your window space or windshield space. And really, do you really need a screen most of the time when you're using it? My guess is no. Now, there are circumstances where you want a screen, and sometimes that's just a lot easier to configure if you're not a fan of using the app to go ahead and configure your Garmin Dashcam, or whether or not your Dashcam does not report whether or not there's any errors or issues very well, feedback-wise. Luckily, it's something that tends to be a little bit more reliable when a company has been around for a little while and has their software and firmware fairly up to date. Now, I do believe that the last ones that I installed, I had to install firmware update. That might be true for this one as well. So this does not feature built-in memory. There are positives and negatives for that. This has a removable memory, it has a memory slot. Basically, you stick in SDXC, probably one of those Endurance Right SD cards, and you should be fairly good to go on here. It has built-in microphone, of course. There's actually a separate button over here on the side that allows you to turn the microphone on and off. You could also do it remotely using the app. And then there's also one single button over here for you to press in case you want to hurry up and save that footage, or the last 15 seconds of that footage in case there's something that you really wanted to capture. This also, I believe, has the voice recognition features. I don't typically use those. It's helpful in a pinch, but I typically have this set to record everything anyway. But if this is in a remote location and you're yelling out to tell it to do something, then it makes sense. However, I'm going to have at least 4 of these in the car, so having the voice recognition, have all of them respond at the same time, may not be something that I want. So luckily you can turn that on and off as well. Now the mount's really simple. Now I kind of wish that they gave me a better mount, and they used to have one that was a metal plate that you then attach to the window. This just attaches directly to the window. Now I believe you can get that separately. It's $30 by itself already. Makes it super easy to remove. This is kind of sort of semi-permanently kind of attached plastic. And unfortunately, because that's the case, unlike another one that I used to use, this is not really angled for use for viewing back into the car. So I'm going to have some other dash cam that's going to record the interior of the car, but these will be facing outwards. So if it's going to be facing outwards, you're pretty good to go as well. Now it comes with a cigarette lighter adapter or socket adapter. It has 2 USB ports out here. I'm going to just use the ones built into the car and maybe an external battery pack or USB battery pack. And it comes with 2 separate sets of cables. One's a little bit shorter. One's much shorter than the other. This is probably a general 6 foot. This one is the one that you want to route all the way around your car from wherever your power supply is. So this one I'm going to run through the trim and hide the wires so that it looks like a nice cleaner install without exposing many wires or minimal wires. So it's nice that they include both of these. Another thing they also include is another one of these mounts. In case you mess up or you need to move it somewhere else, they include 2, and that is something I appreciate. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, get it set up. Now I will say that the setup process was not as nice as some other third-party dash cams, and that's because I had issues setting up 2 of these Garmin dash cams, and both of them it was a connectivity issue, and it required resetting the Bluetooth, removing and forgetting from the Bluetooth, and actually keeping my screen on while it tries to connect. And they do try to give you instructions to let you know that that is something that is going to happen or would happen, and how to resolve that, which usually includes removing the dash cam from the Bluetooth and adding it back again. All right, so I'm going to power this on, and luckily this does not take up a whole lot of power. And with the connected features, also when you set up the Wi-Fi SSID and a password and you put all that stuff in there, I have it set to the home address, so when I come back it automatically uploads what it thinks should be important to keep in something that they call the Vault, which is a cloud storage solution that they have that is included. They give you 24 hours of recording time, 24 hours basically of video clips, right? So you can go back 24 hours, you can view it, you can download it, you can save it, you can archive it completely for free. If you want to pay extra, you can have, you know, up to a month, I believe, and they'll probably have some other plans by the time you watch this, and they'll have different prices and rates for that. All right, when I first plug this on, it looks like it's going crazy with the lights, so it really captures your attention. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to download the My Garmin app, My Garmin Drive app. I always forget what it's called, but I will link down below for that. It's called the Garmin Drive app. And this is actually the same app that they use for their current generation GPS devices as well as the dash cams, as well as the Amazon Garmin, or the Garmin Speak one that I also reviewed as well. So it's nice that it's all integrated in here. You don't have to use all these different apps if you're particularly a Garmin user. Okay, so from here, you'll see that I already have a couple of Garmin products all in here, and it's great because it's one whole interface. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna go ahead and choose Add Another Device. That's way at the bottom. I'm gonna click on that. And it's just gonna ask you, hey, which device it is that you're going to be adding. And there's 3 different choices: the Garmin Dashcam series, there's a navigation device, and down here below is the Garmin Speak series. Now the quality of this actually appears to be better than, I did a review on a Garmin Speak with a built-in dash cam. So it's got better viewing quality or better recording quality as well from the Mini 2 than that one. But that one, of course, came out many years ago. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the Garmin Dash right here. And then it's going to start looking for it. I'm going to try to zoom in here so you can see this a little bit better. There we go. So it's going to look for it, and it says to hold down the save button on your Dashcam Mini 2 until the LED flashes blue. So it's really simple to do. I take this right here and I hold down that button, and then the color will change blue. Okay, so now it's blinking blue. See that? And then this will automatically find it, and I choose pair. Now pay attention to this part. This part is where it says this may take up to a minute to pair. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than that. I highly advise you that you leave it on this and keep your, turn off your automatic sleep mode on your phone, because you'll want to keep this active. All right, so then this is the next screen. I click on select an accessory, and this part is the part where I constantly get mixed up, because I'm sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting for the dash cam to show up. And sometimes it takes a long time. And then if my phone goes to sleep, good luck, it's gonna be blank forever. So I advise you to turn off the phone sleeping function while you're doing this, or just keep tapping your screen until it shows up. Luckily, this time it came up pretty quick. So here we go. The Mini 2 is right here. I just go ahead and tap it. All right. and then it's going to do its thing. It's going to pair with it, and it'll ask you to set up your Wi-Fi. And it says about your personal data, including, it lets you know that it records your personal data, including video and audio available. You got to click continue. Then it says setting up the camera. Now you want to finish all this in one sitting. Okay, make sure you do this. All right. Now you can choose whether or not you want to activate the vault. I suggest that you do. I know it's a little bit difficult to maybe trust companies with your data and storage and all that, but this is something that I paid for. I actually want that, so I'm going to choose an activate vault. And again, this is the cloud service that Garmin provides for free for 24 hours of footage in terms of the time. Okay, and then I got to choose the Wi-Fi access point. Now for this, I'm actually going to set up the one that I have here at home. So when this happens, it will automatically, okay, I just type in the password, it'll automatically save and upload the footage when I come back home. So I park out where there's Wi-Fi signal close by, basically in the driveway over here, and it will automatically start uploading footage as long as it sends this Wi-Fi here. Now, one thing that I do wish that this does not do, which other third parties do that obviously cost a lot more, is that you can have multiple different SSIDs that it will connect to. So for instance, in a car, I'll have a different SSID or Wi-Fi hotspot that is either built in, one that I brought along, and I want it to go ahead and do that. And I don't believe I can here. So basically it's one or nothing. So I'm gonna change this stuff around and figure out how I'm gonna do that. Okay, so after it's done, it'll let you know what you need to do next. Well, I need to stick in a micro SD card. So that's something that you'll need to acquire with these. Unlike some other dash cams that include some memory, this one does not include it at all for the $140 price. If you want the one that's included, you can look at some of the more higher end models, but they really only give you like 16 gigabytes or something. And this is something that I'm gonna wanna have a little bit more storage for. And you should always get the Endurance series as well. Okay, so I have this going on, and it's about ready to go, but I do need to stick in at least an 8 gigabyte or higher micro SD card with a class speed of class 10 or better. Basically, you're just recording full HD. You don't gotta have to have the super expensive ones that have, ultra UDMA, class 3 or V90. You don't need that. It's just full HD. In fact, just get the Endurance series, link down below for that. So I'm not actually going to do that right here. I'll just go ahead and show you what it looks like when I am connecting to a dash cam that is right now in front of the house. And there's something here. It'll say right here, remote connection. Okay. Now I could look at my vault and view the secure online video storage. This is what the vault looks like. As you can see, there's various different things on here, and these are all set up either whether or not you, for instance, this supports a parking mode, which I really like. And you can have it automatically set up to parking mode when it doesn't detect movement. I think the closest thing, the shortest time where it switches to parking mode is approximately 3 minutes, okay, and then they have longer ones as well. And there's even a parking mode cable that you can use. I'm using this without the cable. So basically what will happen is with the Mini 2 series and a lot of their other ones, you can set it to switch to parking mode, which then sets it to start recording when it detects movement. Okay, and I do believe this is actually physical movement, like if someone hits your car, all right, or if someone opens the door or slams the door, it could be sensitive enough that it sets it off and it does a little bit of a recording to let you know what's going on. And then what it does is then save that as an incident. Now these incidents then get uploaded to the vault or cloud, or somewhere that has connection. If you have mobile connection on here, you can actually get a notification on the app that something actually happened, so that you can go ahead and either document or save the video, or whatever you want with the video footage. And you can see over here, I have these videos saved in a vault. Now this is one thing that you will see is that because I have it automatically set, well, let me see, I have Siri on here. It'll make that sound, it'll record in a separate place on the video thing, and it'll upload it to the vault. But it's gonna record every single time the door opens or closes. Okay, so when I get in a car, it's gonna detect that as an incident. That's just something that's just gonna happen. It's not super smart to know that when you've arrived and your phone's near you, that you're not the incident, it's someone else. Okay, so that's something, but it's always recording footage anyway, the way that I have it set up. Now, I'm probably not going to install the parking mode cable for any of these mini Dashcam 2s because I'm going to have so many of them around the house. Not the house, so many of them around the car. So I am just letting it switch to parking mode just with a 3-minute timer. Okay, so that's the vault. I can then save the footage on my phone. I can share it through the vault, but keep in mind it only keeps the last 24 hours of footage. Now, one thing that I also do with a different dash cam, not this one, I'll probably have to get a different mount for this, and I'm going to do that, is if I'm parked somewhere and I want it to record more of the inside, I could just flip the camera around, and I could do that easily with the other Garmin series. I have a Garmin 67W that's in the front. I just flip it around to the side where I think that, hey, I want to record a little bit more, even in parking mode, and I can easily do that with that mount because it's a little bit more flexible than this one. So this one only faces outwards when it's attached to the windshield for now. You'll have to figure out some other way to do it if you want to face inward. So that's really some sort of consideration that you will want to have. Also, this does not have infrared light, so night vision, it's not going to be that great. All right, so that's an example of the vault, and as you can see, I can see the different dash cams and all my Garmin devices on here. That's pretty useful. I could also do a live view, so right now I can stream directly. I can stream directly from my dash cam as long as it has the internet connection. So down here we have different things. Okay, we can use the app to take a video, take a picture. You can do live view on here, which means I can remotely view wherever my car has internet connection and I have internet connection. I could locate the vehicle, report back where the GPS location is, and I can turn on and off audio recording on here. All in all, a really great ecosystem, one that I definitely have seen a lot of. I've seen a lot of improvements in this software and what Garmin has done. So I'm pretty excited to try this at least for the next 30 to 60 days to see whether or not this is going to be better for me, or I'm going to switch back to my Blackview system, which costs a lot more. Granted, it does have other features that this doesn't have. So $430, I think this is a no-brainer, particularly if you have a hotspot going on, you want remote viewing capability and all bunch of features without making it look like your dash or your car is filled with electronics. I know some people don't like that, and I can understand why you want a nice clean look. So there's no screen option. There's also one that's, there's a higher level one that has a screen with same features, same 1080p, and then there's another one, and I'll have a link to all these down below, that basically upgrades the resolution to 1440p and has a screen and a little bit of a built-in battery. And then they have the higher end model, which I also have in the very front right now, which is, I believe, the 67W. And that one has the connected features and everything on here with a 1440 and 1440p resolution and full 180-degree wide viewing angle. And that's the one that I pretty much have set facing out the front right now. That one will run you $250 though. So paying $100 more, you get those other features, which is, you know, pretty helpful. But if you want a nice clean look and you don't want this to be the main thing on your windshield, this is pretty good. If you have it hidden up behind the rear view mirror, let's say in the front, you won't even notice it until you need it to. One last thing. Okay, depending on what the sensitivity levels you have on here, whenever we go over bumps or potholes or just horrible road conditions, and the suspension is a little bit stiff in our Hyundai Palisade anyway, it keeps recording those as incidents. So we get a lot of incidents, a lot of potholes here in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's absolutely horrible. So keep that in mind. It does make an alert. I believe that's somewhat configurable. I haven't found a good middle ground or sensitivity for something like that yet, but it's just something you're gonna have to play around with your car. It's gonna vary by car. Okay. Luckily, you can turn off all the audible alerts, so it doesn't really bug you, at least when you're driving. Okay, that's it for this video. Please give a like, subscribe for more. I'll catch you next one. Thank you for watching.